Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. So a while ago I had a look at some really interesting items that were lesser used, but still provided decent combat stats. Well, today I have another 10 for you guys. These are all going to be lesser used or unknown items, generally quest items or achievement diary rewards or just other weird things that I have never seen before. They are not obviously going to be the ideal choice, but under certain niche scenarios, they can actually be pretty useful. Anyway guys, hope you enjoy and let's get started. First appears an item I have literally never seen anyone wear before, and that is the Brooder Shield. You can buy a Brooder Shield directly from the Grand Exchange. It's currently only around 10k, or you can craft it with a green tribal mask and snakeskin. To equip it, you will need 25 defense and 25 magic, so pretty low requirements. Now what's really interesting to me here is actually is a +5 prayer bonus along with some defensive bonuses. Now if you compare the prayer bonuses in the shield slot, it is tied for the highest prayer bonus along with stuff like the Book of Balance, the Book of Law. All of the books have the same one. Now the Brooder Shield doesn't really give any offensive bonuses besides a +3 magic bonus, but it does have a much higher defensive bonus, having a +15 crush bonus, 10 to slash and 10 to stab, and 5 to magic. If you're going into a situation where you didn't want to risk much, you wanted to maximize your defensive bonuses and your prayer bonuses, this would actually be a pretty good option. For example, maybe if you're doing something like Scorpio, but actually I could see a few uses for this, considering that it is only 10k. It also has this really weird passive effect, kind of similar to the Black Mask. There's 3 different versions of it. The green one I have selected here has a 10% chance of draining an opponent's attack by 1, which is extremely random, and it will run out of charges eventually, but it does not affect the shield or its defensive bonuses once they are all used. Alright, coming in at number 2 is Clanks Gauntlets. Now these are obtained during the Underground Pass quest, and they are a half-decent alternative to some low-level recipe for disaster gloves if you are an ironman. Obviously, if you have a regular account, you might as well just buy a combat bracelet. Clanks Gauntlets give a +2 strength bonus along with +2 to stab, slash, and crush. If you do end up losing them, they can be repurchased for 5,000 gold. However, it also takes a little while to get there, so you kind of have to evaluate that in there as well. Interestingly, before the recipe for disaster quest and a lot of the modern bracelets, the Clanks Gauntlets were actually the best in slot glove. Some people opt to complete Underground Pass early and will sometimes do it before any of the recipe for disaster storyline. At that point, a +2 strength bonus is actually the best option you have, and really not that bad for a reclaimable glove. Alright, coming in at number 3 is the Silly Jester boots. Now these are obtained during the Fremnik Isles quest, which means you'll have to have stuff like 40 agility, 20 construction, and a few other basic skill requirements. However, there are no combat requirements for wearing these boots. What's really interesting to me is that the Silly Jester boots just kind of look like a cosmetic fun item. They're even part of a full costume. However, the Silly Jester boots actually offer the second highest magic defense bonus of any pair of boots. They're tied with quite a few others like the Infinity Boot, the Boots of Brimstone, and the only item that's better than it is the Eternal Boots. However, comparing that to the other items, it's free, has a pretty low requirement to obtain, and can be worn at level 1. It makes it actually a really viable option for those who are really looking to minimize their risk or are just at a low level and can't afford any of those more expensive items. Another kind of interesting thing is each part of the set gives a +5 magic defense bonus and a -5 ranged bonus. It kind of seems like a poor design choice because almost every other item in the game, the top and the bottoms give the highest amount of defensive bonuses, and the hat and boots give a marginal amount compared to that. But in this case, they made it a flat rate. When this was designed, it probably didn't have a lot of thought going into which other items would be into the game, but that actually makes the Silly Jester boots extremely useful. Okay, coming up at number 4 is the Leaf-Bladed Battle Axe. Obviously, a lot of people know about this weapon. It's probably one of the most well-known items on this list, but I am going to highlight it anyway because I think a lot of people are just using it for Kurasq and Turasq, which it is best in slot for there, but it could have some other uses as well. Unlike most battle axes, the Leaf-Bladed Battle Axe actually has a higher attack speed, which is extremely important. It has an attack speed of 5, where most battle axes have an attack speed of 6. And for comparison, the Scimitar has an attack speed of 4. Considering it is only 110k currently, this actually makes it a really viable training method for Crush. It has a +72 crush bonus and a +72 slash bonus. For enemies weak to slash, you're probably better off just using a dragon scimitar or one of the other many slash weapons, but good crush weapons are kind of hard to find and generally have pretty slow attack speeds. That is what makes the Leaf-Bladed Battle Axe so good. On top of that, it is best in slot for Kurasq and Turasq, so you should really just pick one up. Coming in at number 4 is the bonesack. The bonesack is obtained from the Rag and Bone Man quest and is an item that goes in the cape slot. Now in RuneScape, getting capes can be expensive or time consuming. Some of the best capes are stuff like the Infernal Cape, the Fire Cape, accomplishment capes, or from completing achievement diaries. The best defensive cape that you can just straight up buy is the Obsidian Cape, which has now gotten pretty expensive. It kind of fluctuates between a mil and 700k. So for those who are pretty dirt poor and have completed the Regan Boneman 2 quest, the bonesack is actually a pretty good option. It gives +4 to all defensive bonuses, which is decent compared to some of the other free options. Stuff like regular capes, team capes, the Vestment Cloak, all have lower defensive bonuses than the bonesack. Also, I gotta admit, it looks pretty damn cool. And it is obtainable for free because it is a quest item, so really not that bad. Alright, coming in at number 6 is the Gnome Amulet. Now this is an item that I get all the time, but I never considered actually wearing it because I just assumed it wasn't that good. You can obtain the Gnome Amulet from completing the Tree Gnome Village quest, and if you lose it, you can just obtain another one for free. It actually has extremely high melee defensive bonuses for a free amulet. It has a +13 offensive crush bonus, slash bonus, and stab bonus, which is higher than the Amulet of Defense and only 2 points lower than an Amulet of Fury. Obviously, it does not provide any offensive bonuses, but this could actually come in handy, especially considering Tree Gnome Village is probably one of the first quests that you ever complete. So on an Ironman, you should definitely equip this as soon as you get it, as getting absolutely any amulet on an Ironman can be kind of challenging at first. Again, this is only for melee only situations. If you are getting attacked by ranged or magic, it will not be doing you anything. Also not a bad choice for those looking to lower their risk if you're fighting something in the wilderness and you just straight up need defensive bonuses, or you just have 3 valuable items already and you just want to get some more defensive bonuses for no risk. Alright, coming in at number 7 is the Mythical Cape. This is by far the item with the highest requirement, and that is for Dragon Slayer 2. But what was surprising to me is it actually has the highest crush attack bonus of any cape in the game. If you look at the other options here, the Infernal Cape gives a +4 crush attack bonus, and the Fire Cape gives a +1. That makes the Mythical Cape substantially better, coming in at a +6 crush attack bonus. Now the actual cost of the cape is pretty low, only 10,000 coins. However, you do need to complete Dragon Slayer 2, so I think its uses are definitely still limited. Alright, coming in at number 7 is another Regan Boneman 2 quest item, and that is the Ram Skull Helm. Now it does have a 30 defense requirement to equip, and it's actually a really interesting item. It has pretty similar stats to that of an Adamant Full Helm, except it does not provide any negative magic attack bonus, which is pretty rare for melee-oriented helms. Now I do admit the uses for this are probably pretty niche. It is not that frequent that you'd be attacking with magic but receiving melee damage, but I still thought it was an interesting item, one that I had never seen before doing this research. One relatively new item that I think is pretty underrated are the leather d'hide shields. I still kind of have it in my head that pretty much any offhand slot shield is generally pretty expensive. For example, the best ranged attack bonus in the shield slot is stuff like the Twisted Buckler, the Dragonfire Ward, an Odium Ward, the Book of Law, and the Unholy Book. Those make up the top 6, and all of them are millions of GP. However, an item like the Black d'hide Shield only costs 15k, and I don't really see many people actually wearing it. It really does fill a nice niche for people who don't have a lot of money, but still want to maximize their ranged attack bonus, and really you should be grabbing the highest level leather shield that you can wear. They're all extremely cheap. They're exactly the same as buying your green d'hide body, but I do see a lot of people not actually picking up the d'hide shield as well. In comparison, the Black d'hide Shield only has 1 less ranged attack bonus than an Unholy Book, and +3 less than a Book of Law. When you consider a Book of Law page set is 1.5 mil versus the 20k for the Black d'hide Shield, you can see that the leather shields provide extremely good value. And last up here, coming at number 10 is Raddest Blessing. Raddest Blessing is an item that is obtained by completing the Kebos Lowland or Zaya achievement diary. And if you manage to get the Raddest Blessing 4, it is the only ammunition slot item to give a +2 prayer bonus, which is best in slot. However, on top of that, getting the lower level ones will still give you a +1 prayer bonus, and you can obtain them for free. While the +1 prayer bonus of the earlier Raddest Blessings is useful, you can obtain similar items like the Ancient Blessing, the Honorable Blessing, or the Peaceful Blessing for under 10k, which is also a good alternative, but getting that +2 will be the best in slot, and prayer bonus is useful in so many different locations, and considering you won't have to risk much to get that best in slot prayer bonus, working towards the Raddest Blessing 4 is a pretty decent goal. Anyway guys, that is pretty much it for the video. Those are 10 interesting, unique, or unknown items that give actually a pretty strong combat bonuses. If you have any suggestions for any that I missed, or could include in a future video, leave a comment down below. I would always appreciate it. Thanks for watching guys, and I will see you next time.